What is going on, guys? Today we are fixing an exhaust leak on the Nissan Altima. I did another video on how to find and isolate where an exhaust leak is coming from. Throw that video right here. We've already went past that step, so if you want to go back and see how we found this exhaust leak, go watch that video. This video we're going to move into how to fix it. This one specifically had not really a tick. A tick is usually an exhaust leak up by the manifold. This one is a little further back. Almost sound like if you've ever heard a car without a muffler. It's kind of a quieter version of that. Another thing this car specifically was doing is had a rattle. At a certain RPM, you'd get a little bit of a rattle, like it was coming from the exhaust. And what we found is the shield that is welded to the bottom of this exhaust. On the front, the welds have actually broke, which leaves a hole in the exhaust, but also allows that plate to vibrate at certain RPMs. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go through and we're going to cut that plate off, and then we're just going to do a quick DIY fix to seal the exhaust up. Let's get into it. This plate right here is the one that we've isolated that has the problem. Kind of on the front of it, once again, these welds have just broken. So right here where the tack welds are, they've broken off the exhaust, which leaves a hole in the exhaust. Also allows this thing to rattle around. I think what we're gonna do is I'm gonna get my cutoff wheel, try to cut the welds off the back of this, just get this plate completely out of the way, then see what we're working with on the exhaust itself. So after getting the shield off, it doesn't appear that we have a leak back here, but there are two big holes right here on where the front, where those welds broke off of. So that's where our exhaust leak's coming from. Now I'm just going to come back and knock these sharp edges off, just so when we put our new repair, especially up here, that it has a good area to seal on. Now that we've got all the sharp edges knocked down, I'm just going to go ahead and clean this up as best I can to give our repair the best chance of sealing. It's any excess dirt, grime, grease, anything like that, you just want to get it off best you can. Here is the product we're using. It's by JB Weld, Tiger Patch Kit. It has some aluminum wrap, so we'll put that on there first over the holes, and we'll wrap this around that. And then if there's any left, we'll take the aluminum wrap once again and wrap that around the outside. This stuff sets up just by heat. So after we're all done with that, we need to go drive this thing for about 20 minutes. This stuff will set up hard. We can come back and remove the aluminum off the outside when we're all done. One thing the instructions don't tell you to do is to get a heat gun out.
I found this is the best way to do it. If you put that wrap on there, it says to start the vehicle and either let it idle or go drive it. What happens is the air is trying to push out of that leak, or in this case, those holes. A lot of times that will cause a leak before the wrap actually sets up. So I get it put on there, then I hit it with a heat gun to get it to set up before I actually start that vehicle. Our first step is to try to seal these holes with the aluminum wrap. Just like so. And we'll come back, peel both sides off of our other wrap and cover this all up. Now getting both sides of this stuff peeled is kind of tough. My only advice is to go where it was folded, get a little flat blade screwdriver, and you can get down underneath the coating to peel it off. Once again, we got to peel it off both sides and wrap it around the exhaust itself. I would like to have done this all with a single wrap. This stuff keeps breaking on me, so it's not work. It does say if you have any of the aluminum left over to go ahead and wrap that over top of it. And there we go. Now the only thing left is to go drive this thing, get that stuff to set up. Now this is kind of just a DIY repair. The correct way to repair this would have been, go to the next place forward, which is at the catalytic converter, unbolt it, replace that section of exhaust. However, that gets expensive. This fix was about $12. I'm just trying to limp this car along for another couple of years. So this should seal that up and work just fine. If you guys found this helpful, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys next time.